Hi, everybody. Hi. It's Mr. Hartley coming to you from his very empty classroom. I miss my students. I hope my students miss me. On Holy Thursday afternoon, I've been asked by Mr. Pereira, Mr. Holcomb, Mrs. Hartley, to tell you a little bit about a saint who I have a special devotion to. He's Saint Jean-Baptiste de la Salle. And as you can see, he is one of the patron saints of Catholic school teachers. And Tuesday was his feast day, and on the back side of the slides, you'll know why his feast day is celebrated on April 7th. So Jean-Baptiste La Salle lived in France in the 1600s. He's the founder of the Institute of the Brothers of Christian Schools, Christian Brothers Schools, which you can find all across the country. Matter of fact, my dad went to Christian Brothers High School in Memphis, Tennessee, and I have a second cousin on my mom's side who is there. He's a math teacher, and so kind of have connections to the Christian Brothers on the family level. So Jean-Baptiste de la Salle himself, as you can see, was from a very rich and prominent family in French society. And at 21, he suddenly found himself without his parents. Both of his parents died within a year of each other, and great tragedy to the family. But even though they had enormous wealth, he was suddenly responsible for his 6 brothers and sisters. But he still continued, while providing for them, to study for the priesthood. And as you can see, he was eventually ordained, I think about 5 years later when he was 26. And he came to see the importance of education. He spent a lot of time during his seminary work and as a young priest working with poor people, especially kids in the streets of the cities. And he realized that maybe the best way for them to get out of poverty, to get out off the streets, was to get a good education. So he spent the rest of his life dedicated to establishing schools and staffing them with teachers who cared about the kids. And that makes me think very much of us here at Trinity Catholic. I hope all of you know how much our school community loves you, cares about you, and prays for you. So that was his main motivation, as you can see, for founding the Christian Brothers in schools throughout France over the rest of his life. And unfortunately, or fortunately, he lived to be 67, and as you can see, he died on April 7th, 1719. It was Good Friday. Ms. Scanlon and I were talking about this earlier and putting this together, and I did not realize that he had died. I knew April 7th was his feast day, either because he was born or he died on that day, and as it turns out, he died on April 7th, 1719, Good Friday, just short of his 68th birthday. And he was canonized as a saint by Pope Pius X in 1900, and Pope Pius XII, 50 years later, proclaimed him the patron saint of teachers in Catholic schools. And you can see a couple of beautiful statues of him, and this is in the stained glass window in a church dedicated to him. So a remarkable life, a remarkable man who never lost his love for kids, and he never lost his love for teaching. And I think that describes pretty much everybody on the faculty of Trinity Catholic High School. And so we continue to pray for an end to this pandemic. Every day, the teachers, faculty, staff, administration of this school pray for you. We love you, care about you, and we invoke St. Jean-Baptiste de la Salle as one of our patrons here at Trinity Catholic High School. Years ago, I came across a prayer card. This is the front of it, and I have 2 copies of it on my desk, on my little inbox basket thing over here. And on one side is this picture, and on the other is this prayer. Now, this obviously isn't from here, but I would just want to end by saying this prayer. In the name of the Father, Son, of the Holy Spirit. I want to teach my students how to live this life on earth, to face its struggles and its strife, and to improve their worth. Not just the lesson in a book or how the rivers flow, but to choose the proper path, wherever they may go, to understand eternal truth and know right from wrong, and gather all the beauty of a flower and a song. For if I help the world to grow in wisdom and grace, then I feel that I have won and I have filled my place. And so I ask your guidance, God, that I may do my part for character and confidence and happiness of heart. In the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Peace to everyone, safety, good health, happy Easter.